Welcome to P3 Radio.
The monkey only dances as good as the guy grinding the organ handle.
Brother.
I fly, bro. That is never stopping.
Truck goes to the white.
Cool story, bro.
Footy pajamas.
Hey, genius, it's 2 p.m. Central.
PG3 Radio.
Here's your host, Josh Riley.
Get him off pig, Freddy.
Get him off me. Richard Mullican.
And as I put you down, my pants ripped.
It's showtime! It's showtime! It's showtime!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of P3 Radio. I'm Rich Mullican, joined by my co-host, the man that says, how do you talk to an angel? He's the 1983 Mr. Dixie Youth Grand Champion and best friend, Josh Brawley. Say, hey, Josh.
You have fucked me up the last 2 weeks with that. Like that old man grasping for that last breath.
Death throes is what you're going for.
The death throes. How you doing, Richard?
Doing pretty good. And we're not alone this week, Josh.
Who is here with us?
I don't know if they would want to be here.
Do they want to be name dropped?
Yeah. We're joined by our friends. Like, the guys we have a great time with every time, right? Like, there's never been a show that we've done with these guys that's been bad.
There's been a few I don't remember. How y'all doing over there? Justin McCaskill and the one, the only, Gobi.
Hey guys, how's it going?
This is awkward.
We're super excited to be here. Actually, I know Gobi here's been here for a few times, and I wasn't, but I'm stoked, man. I like it.
Yeah, I was telling Josh, I was like, we've got to do a marathon type thing today. We've got to record 3 episodes. We just recorded last week's episode, and we got to record another week's episode, and then we've got to do another one. I was like, we got to get some people here. And Gobi had said something like,
you gotta tell your dog to shut the fuck up while we're recording.
He's getting fat.
He's barking like a
He's
motherfucker.
getting fat, too.
Told you, little thumb, so he's gonna look.
He's getting fat. We've removed his testicles. Not us.
I was like,
We did.
We did it with the
Save
buck knife.
money.
we did it on the show once.
Richard was so giddy with that. We removed his testicles.
He's proud.
Would you guys like to see his huge penis without his testicles?
No, it is still huge, though, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Josh, do you still have that picture? No, that sounds weird.
Man, it's
like
something. I got it mentally and probably still on my phone.
My wife took a picture of it. Like we had like a Last Supper moment. Like the day before he was going to get
last
fixed.
stroke.
Yeah. The day before he was going to get fixed, we took... we just let him go ham on his pillow. Mm-hmm. Like, he does it all the time anyways. We don't ever really... We stop it, Doc. Quit it out.
He's got it where it'll sit up like a tent.
But the night before, we were just like, just let him have this. This is it. It's it. You know. So he was hammering that dog bed. Like
Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Yeah,
that
like
motherfucker.
Peter North had nothing on Doc that night. And he I guess he got done, and he was just like, I'm going to do the equivalent of smoking a cigarette. He just walked out onto the floor and just kind of laid down on his side. And my wife took a picture because it was almost as long as his back leg.
Good
There
Lord.
ain't no almost. In that picture, that little fucking tube of lipstick was hanging down by his toenails.
Red Rocket.
Like, for real.
Yeah.
It's the damnest shit you ever seen.
It looked like Jeff Bezos' rocket, for sure.
Bigger than Jeff Bezos' rocket.
I do want to commend you on that 90s porn reference with Peter North.
Yeah.
How many people...
Well, I mean, everybody can watch them stroke. I mean, not everybody knows their names.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta learn the talent.
Support your local porn star.
Yeah.
I was a Dick Nasty type of guy. He was fucking... he's an old man back then, but he was like the old veteran leading them girls.
Yeah, Peter North was like the classy, like that's that classy.
He's like,
stuff.
I'm gonna comb my hair to the side. I'm gonna do the right thing.
Or some shit. Or
Peter North did.
There was some kind of craziness about him. He was implicated in some Hollywood murders.
Damn.
I don't know about Peter North if he did that.
He didn't actually murder anyone, but he was like part of the group that like robbed and then eventually
No,
murdered
no, no.
someone.
You're talking about John Holmes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Wonderland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderland murders.
He
yes.
got on drugs so bad, and the people he was hanging out with,
Murdered
and maybe he did something
Yeah.
in one of them, but nobody will ever know.
He got them HIVs, didn't he?
He did, and then he
He
went to
did.
Italy and fucking did movies.
Oh, wow.
While he knew
Wait,
that he
what?
had it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's terrorism.
If you want your
Really is.
porn star history, you ask Josh Briley.
It's a fucking, I ain't saying it's right. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Josh does the. Oh, here it is. Here's the picture.
Good God.
It's as long as his legs.
It's an aggressive dick.
Yeah. It's angry. It's like
Yeah.
it owes. It's like
That
somebody
dog-
owes it
Let
money.
me tell you something. If that dog went with the kids trick or treating, the dog would have a fucking basket, and then that dick would have a basket.
I just love that he's just got it out like, say something. I'm the man of the house now. Like, I'm the captain now, bitches.
Because his dick is bigger than your dick.
Oh,
not
definitely.
just in proportion. Just
Yeah,
in
not just
reality.
in reality.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
He
Yeah.
weighs 8 pounds.
His
Yeah.
dick weighs 5.
He's getting
No, his
bigger
dick
now.
actually weighs more than he does somehow. It's an anomaly.
Yeah.
They're like, your dog weighs 16 pounds. You're like, hey, that's dick.
Is that hard? He was 18 hard. No, man.
Shake
like,
him a little bit like a fucking soda. He'll get old.
Like, I don't know if you've heard the show lately. Like, one of the things I remember my daughter crying because he was doing as they call twerking, and like my daughter calls it twerking because she
Yeah.
don't understand.
Of course.
And
That's actually a really good thing. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I did not know what that is.
she was
My 9-year-old.
she was crying because when Doc got done twerking, he couldn't stand straight up. He had to hunch his back because his wiener was touching the floor.
Yeah.
And we have hardwood floors. That can't feel good on a dick. So he was hunching his back. And she came to me crying. I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, I'm worried about Doc's weenie. And I'm like, oh my God. Like when I was a kid, I asked for prayer for Ric Flair in a Sunday school room.
Nice.
And now she's going to go to church tomorrow and like, please pray for my big dick dog. Like,
Bless his heart.
Yeah.
He don't know what he's doing to himself.
He's going to have back trouble.
He keeps hurting himself.
Back trouble and splinters. You ever pulled a splinter out of a dog dick? It's hard as hell.
He's biting you.
He don't understand you trying to help him. But damn.
Oh, my God.
How did we get here so quickly?
I don't know.
Is this,
We said that third one's going to be a doozy.
yeah, that third one is going to be.
I feel like the train is derailed. We haven't even left the station. Like we're.
But we always do that. Like we always have a good
We
time.
always do derail it.
Yeah,
For sure.
This is- how is like? Are y'all going to start up y'all's show again?
No,
Yeah,
never.
I really want to. I'm just, I don't know. I kind of went through I was feeling like I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah,
Like,
No, we totally
when
understand.
people are like, just do it. And I'm like, don't. And then I'm like, don't tell me what to fucking do. And then,
right.
I ain't
You
gonna
know.
do it for spite.
yeah,
now.
so I definitely want to, man. We got that equipment that's just sitting there, and it's
Yeah.
like, why would I not
Well,
use it?
you got to be in like a certain mood or whatever.
Yeah.
Because used to struggle at times, especially whenever we had first started doing this. And it was just like I wouldn't have any kind of motivation. And, it would just be like, I don't even want to go and do this shit because I'm at this state in my mental,
Right.
and I don't even fucking care about this shit right now. But usually every time I'd come over here and whatever we talk about, it would kind of, I've said it a million times,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
therapy,
yeah.
And
And that's the same way with me. My whole thing was like, I got caught up in that, like, is what I'm making good? But then it's cyclical because I also know that when you start something, you're not going to be that good at it.
Yeah.
And you just have to not be good at it. And then, the more you do it, the better you get.
Right.
And I just got caught in this whole thing of like, is it even that good?
Yeah.
Is it going to be good? And
A weekly battle with me.
And then
Like
everybody that talked to me that was like, hey, man, listen to the show. It was really good. I was like,
Yeah.
cool. And then you get in your head, you're like, are they just saying that because they like me?
Yeah.
Right.
It's all bullshit. But
Yeah.
Like some of the best times I've had is like when we come up here, like this last show we just did. I felt like that show was a knockout of the park. Like,
Yeah.
But I had told Josh beforehand, I was like, we've got to talk for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we're gonna run out of stuff to talk about, which is a huge fear of mine. Like I don't know why. Like dead air. Like
Yeah.
especially if I'm like when I was on your guys' show. like I was able to relax, just do whatever, because I don't feel like I have to lead that. That's your show,
Right.
But this show, I've got, Josh here, and,
he's
Josh,
not great at leading.
I tried to get him to switch with me and run the board and everything, but I feel like I need to, lead.
Right.
No. What he was doing was the equivalent of, like, whenever, you got a new person on the job or whatever.
He's just like, hey, just do it.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is we're going to switch roles. So you want me to press all the buttons, and then you just tell me what to do.
Do you know how insane that would make him?
Oh, yeah.
If you actually did that?
Yes.
He would go insane. First off, he would interrupt you every 3 minutes.
It'd be a hindrance to me to do
you
it.
did that wrong. Hey, you're still doing that wrong.
And there'd be a lot of shit we wouldn't even hear or see because he'd be like,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean?
Exactly, Bubba.
Gestures and shit.
That's why,
Just leave Papa Bear in Papa Bear's chair.
I
It'll be
said,
fine.
look, if you...
Yeah, I've already adjusted the levels 9 times while I'm sitting
I
here.
looked at him, I said, look, motherfucker, this week ain't the week to be doing this kind of shit. We got to do 3 episodes. I don't want to learn nothing right now.
Yeah.
Because it would be learning after 218
now?
whatever this... 8, yeah.
Yeah. We've been doing this for 4 years now.
That's a long
That is
fucking
a long
time.
Yep.
I've had... This is like my second longest relationship.
That's hot.
Yeah. And you're getting
We're
your dick
committed.
touched just as much as your first longest relationship.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm getting fucked around every week. Definitely.
But yeah, I just fear dead air, and I was like, hey, we ain't gonna have a lot to talk about after that third show. So I'm in my mind thinking we should do drinking games or something for that third show.
Yeah.
We should do the states game where
What
you make
could go wrong?
Where you name a state. You do the
Oh my God,
Alabama, and then you've got to do the next alphabetical state. You got to say something in B.
Kansas.
There is no B state. Yeah, Arkansas. That was another. Do y'all know the 50 states? Could y'all name the 50 states?
Probably.
Man,
Yeah,
it'd take
too.
me a long
Now,
time.
where am
but
I gonna?
think
Am I
could.
gonna point to them?
When I was in,
I could do that better than I could just naming them.
Point to 'em?
Yeah.
I get
If you could-
fucking confused where Colorado and Nebraska and all that
Wisconsin.
shit are. That's where I draw a blank.
Man, the Northeast is a clusterfuck.
Yeah. You get to Rhode Island and all that shit. You're
Vermont
like,
and
wait,
shit.
all
It's like,
of
good
them are
luck.
really small.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is I know the 50 states. I could name them alphabetically. We learned.
I earned a ribbon in 3rd grade for it.
I was at the fair. I got best in show. No, we learned a song, and I didn't realize it till later. It was alphabetically putting them in the Alabama, and Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, more Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, still 35 to go. It was set to the tune of what is that, Turkey in the Straw?
Yeah.
But they brainwashed us.
Wasn't there an Animaniac song too for the?
That was for the countries.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
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 But I remember my wife was she would watch Friends, and they were talking about it on Friends, how nobody could name all 50. They always forget one. I was like, I got you. I'll put them in alphabetical order for you. And I wrote them down. She's like, how do you know that? I was like, 7th grade.
Because I'm a goddamn patriot.
You want to hear my preposition song?
7th?
About, above, across, after, against, along, around, at. I can still do. I can name you every preposition. It's amazing
He's
what
gonna
you
have
can
Alzheimer, but still
Yeah.
be able to do those songs.
do. He's putting his keys in the microwave still, but
I'm trying to go home, Julie.
he can
Alabama, Arkansas.
Don't tell me how to live my goddamn life.
He'll tell you every preposition in every state in alphabetical order. It's the damnedest thing.
and how to make a bill or whatever.
Yeah.
He's
just
still
a
got to wear
bill.
the pen so he don't shit all over himself. That's what's going to lead
Yeah,
to.
yeah, it's, to be honest, that's the fate I'm at in 20 years.
Buddy, if
How
you
many
think you got 20 summers left.
Yeah, that's what I told somebody we were talking about before.
How many
before
of them
the-
summers you got left?
Yeah, I got 8.
Yeah,
8 summers.
8 summers, including this one.
We watched a documentary last year at my wife's cousin's house. The famous record producer. I can't
Phil
remember.
Spector?
No, was that his name? Was that? I don't remember.
Depends on what kind of documentary you
He was the
watch.
guy that worked with. Yeah, he was the guy that worked with Whitney Houston, Josh Groban, all
Oh,
those
no,
people.
no. Oh, fuck.
But he's older, but he kept
Jewish
like,
guy. Whitney Houston is the greatest
Gray
voice
hair,
you've
yeah.
ever heard in your fucking life.
Yeah, he's
which I don't,
But
it's hard to disagree.
For some reason, we fell into that. You start watching a documentary, and even if the documentary is boring as shit, you're like, this is fucking interesting. Like, I got to know what Whitney Houston ate on those crackers that she was eating in catering. Just stupid shit.
What'd you just say?
Huh?
Never mind.
I don't. Anyways, he made this depressing ass comment where like he was like, I feel like at this age I've got like 8 summers left.
Damn.
Yeah.
when you say it like that.
Yeah. Like he was talking about like, the hits of the summer.
Yeah.
Like, and he always found that
Yeah.
he had like 8 more hits left basically.
Right on. That's still like the way you say that. It's like,
yeah.
oh,
It's like,
How
damn.
many summers you got?
Yeah. But yeah,
many.
before the show we were talking about the vaccine and stuff, and not to get too much into that, I remember telling somebody, I'm like, well, hey, I'm probably not long for this world anyways. So if the vaccine, like, I'm on borrowed time now. Yeah. So if the vaccine is like gonna kill me, it's just, maybe put me out of my misery. Let's just do this.
Wow.
Give me the death medicine.
And this is with anything. I think we've probably talked about this before in some form of this. It's like, look, man, I love the fact that we have the internet and we have access to every bit of information ever. But I also know that I almost said the R word. I'm an idiot.
My wife says it without
no
contradiction.
reckless abandon. But like, I'm
it's 1999, motherfucker.
I also know like I'm an idiot and I can't understand like half the shit I read about. I can just like inform myself as best as I can. So when I see someone who went to Southside High School with me, like claiming to know about medical shit, I'm like, no, you don't. Like, what are you talking about? Like, so it's like no one knows what the fuck's going on.
No.
Except
not even scientists. I don't think.
And so it's like, like when I know you failed fucking high school English and you're trying to like tell me about like medical shit or like economical shit, I'm like, I can't take you seriously,
Right. No, I'm right there with you. Like the other night we were sitting at some of my wife's family's house and if I had to swing like a certain way of political, and we won't get into that, but I'm kind of like middle right. It's like a little bit right, but there's a lot of left stuff I agree with, a lot of right stuff I agree with. I'm not far on this end or far on this. In fact, I think it's funny when people are on those far ends because I feel like they blindly look at that end and you're like, why are you doing this?
If you put your faith in a basket that ain't
Right.
even worth being a basket in the first place.
It's like rooting for a team. You don't have any fucking vested interest in it, really.
Right.
You think
You
Mickey
can't-
Mantle gives a fuck if you pay your light bill?
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Remember that shit? Remember that? That was what was that movie called?
man, what is that?
A Bronx Tale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
Mickey Mantle-
2.5, 4.
Two and a half, 4.
But that's actually a good analogy
It's a
for it. It's
great
like, it's like,
analogy.
dude, like,
Those politicians don't give a fuck.
They don't care
you.
about us. They don't care. They just want their next election to go well.
Yep.
So they keep getting paid. And that's why we don't talk about them here on the show much.
Right.
But we were sitting over at one of my family members, like one of my wife's family members' house. They're super right, like, and they're watching Fox, and the president's on talking, and they're like, he makes a comment that it's the unvaccinated people that have made things worse for this situation, and they're like, motherfucker, and I'm like, and I didn't say anything, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, and my wife goes, what, Richard? What do you want to say? And I'm like,
God.
I'm like, well, technically, I was like, I don't want to be political here because I don't care nothing about that dude. I think, he's a piece of shit just like most of them are. But I want to say that, yes, like after so long, the virus mutates and it goes past what we had with our vaccine. It's like we had polio kicked. Mm-hmm. And then more people were like, I don't want my kid getting that. Jenny McCarthy's son was born with problems. And
He had a touch of the tism.
yeah, and it's like, and it's like,
son.
I
Oh,
don't want
goddamn.
my son to have that, so
Yep.
I'm not getting vaccinated. And polio's making a comeback.
Yep.
It's because it's starting to mutate and get past our vaccine. So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't care what he's saying, but there is a nugget of truth there that now he's using it for political gain.
Of course.
And he's
Right.
being a dickhead because you can't convince the people who don't want to get the vaccine
Exactly.
to get the vaccine by going, you're the problem.
In
what
fact-
the fuck's wrong with people?
In fact, if he wanted to like really make people get the vaccine, he'd be come out and go, Republicans don't get the vaccine, please. and then people be like, "Oh, we got to go against him." That might be what you need to do.
Play the game.
But
Play the game.
he does this thing, and like whatever he says, like 50% of Americans aren't going to do it,
No matter what. Yeah.
no matter what. And it's the same if it was a Republican.
It's a
president.
shit show both directions.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
the Republicans always talk about how the Democrats spend too much money, and then every time they get into office, they also spend too much money. It's like, well, what the hell? But nobody talks shit to them when they spend too much money because the Democrats know that they're going to spend too much money when they go in there. It's like, all right.
What was the Lewis Black thing? He's like, you got Republicans that have a bunch of dumb ideas and Democrats that have no ideas.
Boy, that's fucking true.
And-
Holy shit.
And I mean, it's just, man, if you attach yourself very hard, and we don't do this, so I feel bad, but if you attach yourself to one side of the party and you just go around that line, it's like, I feel like I could talk you into being in a cult.
Yeah,
Like I could take your
Well,
testicles
it's too
like I
late.
took my dog's testicles.
They're already in a cult.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what it is.
I don't get it, man. Like, here's the thing, like I think gay people should be as happy as everybody else that want to get married. You know what I mean? And that for a long time that wasn't on the Republican line.
It's a tax
Yeah.
issue now. It's
Like-
a state-run issue. It's a
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
you
no
have
longer a religious ceremony. It's a matter of government.
when you
at
have
this
a
point.
television show that your grand prize is marrying a guy like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette,
Yeah.
all that shit's out the window.
Right.
Yeah, it's
So-
no longer a sanctimonious thing. It's it's just a thing that you're allowed to do
Yeah.
as people,
Yeah. I mean, 50% of marriages end in divorce.
which is actually a good thing.
sometimes.
Dang.
I mean, the other option is that they live miserably together.
Yeah, that's true. Or somebody kills one another or something.
Yeah, I mean, I mean,
My wife makes me miserable all the time, but she's
Say
the
that
only-
on a public forum.
she's sticking it out, buddy.
No, no,
She's
no,
like,
no.
I'm not dealing this shit
At
no
the
more.
same time, she's the only one that can bring me up to the mountaintop. Yeah. You know?
It's the only
It's
legally
like the
person
Jedi
that can
and the
touch your
Sith.
penis.
I mean, technically.
Legally.
Legally, you're
by,
right.
By the land of laws and God, she's the only person supposed to touch it besides me and the doctor.
And whatever goes down there is fine.
Yeah. Sometimes massage therapists are called doctors, right? They work wonders with their hands. I don't know where we got off here. I apologize.
So I don't know if you guys might have talked about this already. I haven't listened to the last couple episodes, but
Thanks for being a friend.
but
Yeah.
Norm Macdonald died.
Yeah, we
We
did.
did a whole episode.
We did
on
a
it.
whole
Did you?
episode
I
last
want to hear it. Yeah,
2 weeks. Well, we can play it now if you want.
Yeah, let's just listen. Let's just listen to that on this show. It'll be like a
Listen
separate.
back to that
replay.
episode.
Yeah, we played.
He played like 16 minutes of a Lauren McDonald
I
bit.
did a whole bit, like the whole,
Yeah.
which is actually kind of poignant now with the whole. He was talking about Janice, the missing Janice person, and how the news starts talking about her, and then everybody, I want to know Janice, and it's like, oh fuck, she's gone,
Yeah, yeah.
like she's
Oh, yeah.
missing. It's like we're here in the woods. It's like, oh fuck, nothing good happens in the woods.
You're tiptoeing through the tulips right now,
Well,
Richard.
that's a current thing as of last week. There was this YouTuber that was found dead,
Which is 2 weeks ago.
Well, 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. Yeah, whenever it
It's
was.
a long ass time ago. It's out of the news cycle now. Nobody really gives a fuck.
But yeah,
about it.
I will definitely. I'm going to catch up because I do listen to the show and I enjoy it. But yeah, Norm.
I was just messing with
I
you.
always. I know. I always. I said this before he passed away. Norm Macdonald was the funniest
Yeah.
human alive.
We
And
talked about it on your show.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a year ago or so.
So when I got that news, man, it sucks when celebrities pass away, especially ones you look up to when they pass away. But some of them are really like, whoa.
Yeah.
And that was one that I was like,
Yeah.
man, the funniest dude on earth just died. Like that's like.
Yeah.
And as a fan of comedy, you go like, fuck, that's
Now who's
awful.
the funniest?
But then you look at like the last, how long did he hide that? 10 years
Yeah, it
or
was like a
whatever
decade.
it was?
Did you say who's the funniest person now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dave Attell.
Ooh, yeah, probably.
Pretty close.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those were 1 and 1 for me, like always.
He's a beast for sure.
Yeah. It's
He's
just
still doing like small ass comedy shows. and-
Yeah.
Did you ever see the bumping mics with him?
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Dude, that was from some funny ass shit.
But so I obviously, like everybody, I went down the Norm Macdonald rabbit hole again for like the 1,000th time on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was watching the Weekend Update stuff. There's a couple things I'd kind of forgotten about. But I think my all-time favorite Weekend Update joke. He's talking about at the time she was the richest girl in the world. She was one of the Onassis girls.
Yeah.
And she was like 9 years old or something. And he was like, so-and-so Onassis is having her birthday party, the richest girl in the world having her birthday party this weekend. And if you're wondering what it's like at the richest girl in the world's birthday party, well, there was 2 cakes. And then he just does the turn, and you're like I don't know why. It's like the best. It is the best fucking joke. There were 2 cakes.
He could just
Girl had 2 cakes at her party, huh?
he just
And
could
then he
let
points it
sit
out to
there.
you again.
Yeah, just let it. That roast that he was at,
Oh
like
my
for
God.
Bob Saget, was like one of the best things ever. But
Y'all
yeah,
listen to that on here, right?
He was
a little.
the master of pretending to be the dumbest person in the room while being one of the smartest people in the room. Like,
here's the
Because
other,
usually if you piss him off, you'd see that fire come out. you know?
here's the other thing he could do. He could pick at a wound.
yeah, oh yeah.
Like, one of the reasons why he got fired from SNL was because the NBC's main guy was friends with O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, the OJ stuff.
And
he wouldn't stop doing that.
He would not stop picking at
Which
OJ.
is fucking ballsy as fuck. by the
Yeah.
way. It's awesome.
And
Yeah.
the
You
right
look at
thing
the
to do.
time that it was, and that OJ stuff was super sensitive back then.
Well, I mean, look at his appearance on The View. He told later that he didn't really care about politics.
Oh yeah, no.
He met George Bush, and he was like, George was a cool guy to me.
Yeah.
And when he came on, they were just like on The View. It was the day after the election,
Yeah.
and everybody was just like, The View is very like most
Almost
media.
exclusively left,
yeah,
yeah.
it's most media is left. I mean, it's,
Of course.
that's just the way it is. And he was just like, yeah, he came on and they were like, yeah, we were talking about the election and we're not happy. You be funny now. And, what about this picture with you and George Bush? They were like trying to persecute him on the show.
like make it like he was some political guy or something.
Yeah, and he was like, I met him at a golf thing. He was cool, and then he just like started picking at it. He's like, yeah, it's cool that he won because we got to get the murder out of the White House. And they were like, you can't say that on here. I was like, and then they kept going on. He's like, I just thought it was public knowledge. Like he was a murderer.
It was a perfect example too of a show where there's no funny people on the show, and when they
Right.
have someone like funny, the funniest, they had no idea what to do.
Right.
Because Norm Macdonald didn't care. It's so wild to be that funny and not necessarily care about the audience.
Right.
Like he
Right.
did in the sense that he wanted to. He
Right.
wanted to.
And there was people laughing. Like
Yes.
when they asked about George Bush, like on the show, you heard a smattering, woo!
Yep.
there was definitely a Republican crowd there.
Yeah.
But like he didn't care.
Right.
Like he was just trying to be funny, and they didn't get it. They were just like, tell a joke. You need to be here to be funny, or you're not coming. But he was being funny.
Dude, the funniest. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they had no idea because they're. I mean, that's the View. It's like, what are you gonna?
It's the forest for the trees,
But like, if Star Jones tells you you're not funny, then you probably are hilarious. Let's
Yeah.
just deal with that.
I am a lawyer.
I still think about that. Yeah, the Saturday Night Live, the Tracy Morgan.
I am a lawyer.
I am Star Jones, and I am a lawyer.
But anyway, I don't want. Like I said, if you guys are to do the show, I don't want to go on about it. But
Yeah.
that dude was.
Yeah,
goddamn, he
super
was-
awesome.
he
Yeah,
was so
it's-
good. But his last couple of stand-ups were really great.
The last time I felt that like shitty about a comedian dying was when Patrice O'Neill died.
Yeah, same.
Like I remember being like I was working at a school at the time in a computer lab, and I was a shitty employee. I like had headphones in, and
Was?
like all I had, still kind of do the same thing. Show up drunk, no. No, I was sitting there with headphones in, and like all I had to do was monitor the kids. As long as they were on their programs, I was good. So I had all their computers up, and I was watching what they were doing on my screen, but I was listening to Opie and Anthony. And the day before, they were like, Jimmy just left out of here like in a panic. And like the next day, they were like, he had a stroke. And then like 2 weeks later, they had this show where all these people were there, like Dave Attell. Dave Attell was the funniest. Dave Attell came on and he was like, what are we doing here? We got a huge coffin and a purple suit to buy. It's like Jesus, we got a 3XL purple suit to buy and a huge coffin. You guys get off your wallets. Like immediately when he came in. But like, I remember he said that. They were like, yeah, he passed away today. And I was like, what the hell? Just being shot. Like Macho Man passing away, Chris Benoit. Like, even though Chris Benoit wasn't up there, like, but the shocking, like, Chris Benoit's young, he passed away, what happened, then, oh my God, this happened. and then Macho Man was like, that hurt because it was like one of my like childhood heroes.
Yeah.
You know, like so Norm Macdonald was definitely a blow. When I saw that, it's like you find out he's been battling cancer for 9 years. Like nobody knew.
Nobody knew. Yeah.
Nobody. And he's done some funny shit. Did y'all see those Netflix shows that
yeah.
he did? Like funny as hell. Like, and the joke wouldn't land, and his co-host is dying laughing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you're laughing, but the staff is laughing, but it's just that like dead, like the joke fell.
Yeah.
Like it's awesome, dude. Like if you study stand up, like I told Josh last show, like I go to sleep just to drown out my thoughts. I have headphones. I think I told y'all this. I put headphones in and listen to comedy.
Yep.
Like I have to, and it's bled into my dreams a lot of times. Like I told Josh, I said I had a dream one time where a guy was stealing Jim Gaffigan's material, and a whole bus full of people were laughing. And I'm like looking at my wife. This is bullshit. That's Jim Gaffigan's hot pocket bit.
That's not even his joke.
Yeah, and I woke up and I'm like, oh. It was Jim Gaffigan in my ear. So, but Norm Macdonald was one of the best. So yeah, definitely.
And it's crazy to like when I talk to people about comedy and they're like, "Yeah, I love this and that," and then I bring up Patrice O'Neal, and like some people don't even know who he was, and I'm like, "Dude, he was probably second, in my opinion, to Norm Macdonald. Like that dude was like the GOAT."
His one bit that is poignant now with the whole missing person. He's like, "Who was the girl that vanished in Aruba?" And they were like, Natalie Holloway. He's like, yeah. He's like, and then Vandersloot was the one that was supposed that killed her. But he also kidnapped another girl that was like a Jamaican girl. What was her name? And nobody said. He's like, exactly. like more people have posted pictures of like people that are missing and stuff. It's like all these cases are still out there.
Yeah.
But this one really pretty blonde girl that the news wanted to focus on was out there.
That's why his whole bit where he said if he ever went on a boat, he's gonna take a white baby on a keychain.
I'm gonna take a white baby with me
on a keychain.
Yeah. He was also like one of his other brilliant things. He's like talking about women having their cleavage out at the office, and he was like, "I'm a bear," and he's like, "It's like you told all these bears that they just can't be a bear." And he's like, and then you put them in an office working with salmon. He was like, he's like, we should just have one day, just harassment day, where I can just come up and be like, here's some flowers. And, I've been just wondering all week, all year really, if you would suck my dick in the copy room. Yeah. No? Okay, well, you can keep those flowers. Have a nice day.
Right. Hey, dude, that dude, he's so, man, if anybody listening to this, go watch Elephant in the Room.
Yeah, oh God, yeah,
it's like one of the best comedy
Mr.
specials.
P or Elephant in the Room. Yeah,
they're so good.
Are awesome. Yeah, I didn't mean to get off on that, but yeah, those are awesome. How's everything else been going, Josh? Goby, McCaskill, how's life treating you?
Man, not bad. You know, not bad.
Yeah,
I don't have anything like super exciting going on.
Yeah.
Nothing super interesting. I'm just. Just living, man. Just.
Your wife screaming?
Probably our food's here, and she's just letting me know. That's how it happens.
That's
here.
how she does.
She doesn't.
Well, you've
send
been
your man
texting the whole
serving up?
time, so I figured she was sending you a text message.
I can't believe the butler doesn't come up here.
Well, he's
gonna
better.
fucking whip the shit out of him after the show.
I get it.
Oh, I did quit my job. That was the thing I did.
Hey.
I tried to put in the 2-week notice.
Yeah.
That lasted a day and a half.
They
I
just
saw
piss you
your
off
Facebook
good.
post.
Where
it was like
sometimes things just don't go your way.
Well, what happened? Did they push you to the point?
Yeah, see, and I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to, I don't want to name any names or anything. But it's just the management was terrible. I found a new gig that I'm going to be starting in a week or so.
Yeah.
But I said, I'm going to put in my 2-week notice. I'm going to do the right thing here. And I did. I had good intention. The road to hell, they say. But I had good intentions, and got through that first day. Second day, I made it halfway through the shift, and a few things popped off, and I was like, I just don't have to be here anymore. Then I wasn't, and it was like this weight lifted off my spirit, and it was great.
Yeah.
I want to get on a soapbox real quick. I usually don't do this because this is a funny podcast, but why do we have to put 2-week notices in, but they can fire us on without notice?
I'll give you an example where that backfired on me. I was working for a warehouse, and this is a warehouse that I worked there for 2 years. They're still local here. I hope they're doing bad.
Fuck those hoes.
Yeah, even though I've been at another job for like 17 years.
He's still like, fuck them bitches.
You still remember when somebody fucks you over. And
you got my car towed, motherfucker.
I don't want to name them here, but let's just say their initials are kind of close to HCI.
Oh, yeah.
Huge
company.
That might be their exact initials. But I was working for them at the warehouse.
They got like the biggest building in the little place that they're at right now.
Yeah.
They're doing fine.
Yeah, they're doing fine because they supply to warehouses.
Yeah.
Like, you want to buy like a year's worth of supply of toilet paper,
I have
you
bought
go
a
there.
lot of things from them.
Yeah. I mean, but their owner is a kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah. I don't know their owner,
and it's whatever. But I remember when I started working there, like, I was gonna like keep working at Walmart, and then I stopped working there. I worked at a video store. I was looking for a job. I found a job at HCI. My wife was working at the post office at the time. She had some trouble. We had just started working.
Stealing mail.
No.
She's a thief, okay? She's a damn
She
thief.
was going to be a winner if Ed McMahon wanted to or not.
She's just opening everyone's Publishers Clearinghouse mail.
I
got it.
Again.
But
It's not even addressed to her. Her name's not on it at all.
she was working at the post office. We were a young couple at the time. We hadn't been married long. And
Things were still exciting.
Yeah. And they had moved her to a afternoon shift, and I was working days. So we weren't seeing each other at all. And, you know, young love, she was like, look, I'm making good money here at the post office.
Quit your job.
You quit your job. You go back to school because you keep talking about wanting to be working in the school system. You go quit your job and you go back to college. So I did. Like, I went to school at Jackson State just to get a start, you know, and I got through 2 semesters. And that second semester, she called me one night and said, I need you to come get me. I was like, what's going on? She's like, I just told my boss where to go. Apparently, they were having some racially charged things going on at the time and not treating her the way that other employees were getting treated on the same shift. And she just had enough. And she told him, go fuck off. I'm done. Like, and hand them her badge, and I'm like, this was our sole source of income. Like, so
you immediately took her to the corner.
I don't care how dumb your harm gets, you got to jerk him until he goes.
You gonna
it's
walk
$25.
Holes better be in them motherfucking soles.
But at that point, she told me, to her credit, she's like, this is what I want to do, and it's what she's doing now. She wasn't old enough to do it at the time, so she waited tables for 1.5 years until she was old enough to do it. And I worked at a
She's
school.
She's been working for Vivid Video for 15 years.
And I worked at a school trying to just that was our
Recruit
insurance.
people.
That was our insurance. Like, I worked for insurance, like literally, like my position. So everything we ate, because she was waiting tables, came from waiting
the dumpster.
Yeah. Hey, they threw out these potatoes, but they're still good because they're wrapped in aluminum
These
foil.
are burnt, but you can still eat them.
They didn't touch the trash can.
Richard's story really is one of poverty to kingdom.
Dude.
In this giant mansion that we're currently
Dude,
in.
honestly, we were having to survive on credit cards. Like, I know that sounds like the worst thing ever. Like, in order to have food in our house, we had to go to Walmart and get a credit card and buy groceries on it was the worst feeling in the world, buying groceries on a credit card
that you couldn't pay for.
and, well, we knew that we got paid on Friday, but we needed groceries and gas on Monday. And it was like, you're putting a down payment on your future. Like all my money's going to be gone because we've got to buy groceries now. Like, and we're not talking about steak. We're talking about like bologna
and Doritos.
Like, no, not Doritos.
Walmart
noodles. Great value tortilla cheddar cheese. That's where we were.
They got them fire ass barbecue chips.
They do. They do that.
And big K sodas.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I was like looking at that. It's like, man, like where we have come since then.
You're
What
rich.
What did
You're
we,
rich.
No, well, I'm rich in comparison. to
Ice
what we
maker
were.
done broke. Got the red light on.
No, the
ain't
red light means it's
producing
full.
No more.
It's full now.
Oh, that means it's done worked so good that it's done filled up.
I'm done, boss. Can I take a break?
I don't remember where I was going with this story.
He's actually replacing his butler's job slowly but surely so he doesn't even have to pay his indentured servants.
Right.
We're going automated with this, Javier. I'm sorry.
I'll
We're
get a
gonna-
robot.
I was
does
about to
2
say-
of your work.
A fucking robot vacuum will come in a minute. Excuse me, sir.
Y'all lift your feet up.
God, a redneck robot vacuum would be the greatest fucking thing on earth.
With
Be
the
like a little
redneck-
raccoon with a fucking thing on its head.
It has a raccoon tail
He's
on
just
it.
sniffing.
That's amazing.
It's like the hillbilly Jetsons or some shit.
We should do that. We could do like, you know how in the 90s they had that Billy
His
Big
boy
Bass
Leroy.
thing?
So, did you guys ever watch Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law?
I love that
saw
shit,
it, but
man.
I
There's that episode where the Jetsons showed up,
Yes.
but they didn't have the conveyor belts on the floor, so
Right.
so they died before they could get to his desk. 'Cause it was like them in the desert, like
I love that shit, man. That was one of the first like shows on Adult Swim that I really gravitated towards.
Oh, me too. I loved it.
You know, and then I discovered like Aquatine and shit, and I was like, oh my god.
But yeah, that and then the Space Ghost they did on there. Space
I
Ghost
never
Coast to
got
Coast.
into.
I like Space Ghost.
I never got into Space Ghost.
And then they did the
Ghost.
spinoff with like the Brack Show and all that. Like
I didn't get into
I
that.
did like that.
Boy, that was fucking hilarious.
because it was fucking
His
just
dad
so.
was the little Italian dude or whatever.
Yeah.
So fucking funny.
He did that thing with
But
who was the guy from the movie Freddie Prinze Jr. driving down Highway 40.
We almost had Freddie Prinze Jr. on the show. What?
Oh, that would have been awesome.
then
So-
he found out who we were. And like, "Arr."
Quick Google search. Put the kibosh on that shit.
You're the dick guys, right?
You guys talk about dogs' dicks, right?
I googled what y'all do here, and I just I
No,
can't be part of it.
I for like the first like 2 years, I went ham on Twitter with like whatever, like anybody that had open DMs or anybody that would respond to something, and I messaged him on it like on Twitter, like I just tagged him on Twitter, and I was like, hey, we're doing a show, like, and we started talking back and forth, and I sent my wife, who is a like 90s like pop culture, like all that shit would have been like it was right down her alley. I sent her a text message. It was just a screenshot of me talking to Freddie Prinze Jr. through Twitter.
Nice.
It's like Freddie Prinze Jr. liked your comment. Freddie Prinze Jr. replied to your comment. It's like I sent her that, and I was like, "Hey, look who we're gonna have on," and it was like. I don't know if she had a towel down where she was sitting, but
She needed one.
she probably needed one. And I was like,
She
"Hey,
done burnt her britches.
if we do this show, we can't have you on. I'm sorry, we got to do a show because we're going to talk to him about wrestling, and
Yeah.
because he was a writer for WWE for a while.
Oh, right on.
Years.
Yeah,
Right on.
so I was like, we can't do it. And she posted a comment back. Was like, this is the Kool-Aid man busting through the wall. Like, I will be there if you talk to Freddie Prinze Jr. And it just fell through because at the point in time he was like, hey, if I do yours, I owe like 7 or 8 people one of these, and it wouldn't be right. We almost had,
Vivica A. Fox.
huh? Did we?
Damn, what?
No, we
I
did
was
not.
just tripping. I was just joking.
Oh, okay.
No,
We had George Clooney lined up one time too. It
no.
was
The
dope.
one that I was really excited about that I thought we had him was Nate Bargatze.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
He played Little League with my cousin
Oh,
in
nice.
Nashville.
Nice.
And my cousin, I was like, hey, Brian.
It's the most random fucking connection of all
Yeah,
time.
like-
he played Little League with my cousin in Nashville. So
well,
we should probably be
they were
friends.
friends. They were friends growing up, too. They played Little League, but
Have you seen his newest stand up?
Yes.
So that bit about the waffle iron, and he's like, when he says, he's like, when I got up this morning, I was like, I really want to get down there and get in the thick of it, and because he was like talking about how he didn't want to talk to anybody, but he had to be like, hey. That's everybody's syrup or whatever. he's like, when I was getting ready this morning, that's really what I was thinking is, man, I really want to get down there and get in the thick of it. The way he tells stories is so fucking good.
his
man.
last one before that was about the horse.
Yes.
Was hilarious. He was like, I didn't know horses laid down. He's like, I feel like if you found some friends and you got them in a truck and you're like, hey, we're going to go move. But then you like got up to that horse. They're like, hey, I feel like we're going to move that dead horse. I feel like that's what we're doing. He's like, but then I alerted all these people that there was this dead horse and we got there and there was a fully standing live well horse just walking around. He's like, apparently they lay down. Did y'all know they did that?
That dude, I think that guy could like I don't think he relies on audience reaction, which is wild in stand up. Like I just think he could fucking murder no matter what. He's so good.
But my like I said, my cousin knew him and sent him a message and he replied to him. He's like, hey, if I do his, I'll have to do a lot of others. I'm sorry, man, I can't do it. I was like, I completely understand. But dude, I was just like, hey, we might have Nate Bargatze, like this huge national comedian right now. Like he's on the verge of just blowing up too. But there's been a lot of near misses that we've had that I'm just like, damn.
There's some guys that'll still do, like Mark Normand, if he's in town and he has a minute, like if you have like a mobile type situation, he'll like meet you and do a podcast.
I was telling Josh last show, we have a Zoom. Like we have one. We have microphones. We should go and me and him just like have a weekend where we go to a hotel and just interview random people, or if there's something coming up, like where Norm Macdonald's at Zany's or whoever's at Zany's.
That's not going to happen.
I'm sorry, Jesus, not Norm Macdonald. Nate Bargatze is what I meant to say. Jesus.
I was like, dude, I'm going to that show.
You know when people think you're dead?
That'd be bad. That'd be some Andy Kaufman shit. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
I would love that shit. Yeah, but I'm sorry. Now I feel like a shithead. Yeah, now I feel like an asshole. I didn't mean
You know, my manager had a Ouija board, huh?
I meant Nate Bargatze.
Oh, I love it.
No, I feel so bad now. That was just a slip of the tongue. But you know, like Nate Bargatze's in Nashville performing at Zany's. We go pregame at the hotel, interview random people, like because some of the best stories we never called them, but one of the funniest stories was me and Julie, my wife, were at a hotel in
I know what you're gonna say.
In Nashville. And there was this guy there, very southern, worked on a farm. They don't get out much. We're just getting away from the kids, didn't want to talk, but started drinking because this Embassy Suites has a free 5 to 7 drink hour.
That's
or
a
2 hour.
dope ass hotel chain.
Fucking awesome. I'm trying to talk him into going. We should make a guys' weekend out of it.
Yeah,
just all go.
just have gay. I mean,
yeah. No, I'm with you.
He's like, no,
keep going. I'm smelling what you're cooking. No, keep going down that alley. Two roads diverge in the woods. You take the road less traveled by. Let's go this.
It's a highly traveled road.
Not this road. You know what I mean? No. Anyways, fuck it.
I think we just planned a gay boys trip.
Yeah, I feel like that's what happened. We just planned and accepted.
Count me in.
You say that with less hesitation. But no, I was telling Josh we should do that because one of the stories that I heard was this redneck guy that was there. Really cool. I got his number that night, and I was like, had all intentions on.
Cut it off right there.
Actually,
I got his number.
Actually, here's what happened. I got his wife's number.
Hot.
Nice.
I told my wife,
orgy.
This is Josh's dream girl, like a 50-something-year-old woman that is good looking but like outgoing. And I was like,
loud as shit.
Yeah, I told Julie, I was like, that girl would be on Josh's list. But I got her number. I had his number too, but she was like, you put my number in your phone because he don't ever know who's texting. He don't know how to do that shit. He's like, yeah, that's right. I don't know how to do it. But he had claimed, and she backed it up, that he had crashed 2 planes.
Damn.
And walked away, and the guy that trained him, it got even better. The guy that trained him died in a plane crash.
Jesus.
And I'm like, I've got.
Well, no shit. He's terrible at it.
I was like, I've got to talk to you on the show.
Yeah.
But when you've had
limited
drinks,
amount of time, that dude's dead for sure.
Well, he's. I don't think he's flying anymore.
Third time the charm.
Yeah. But I think I still got their number somewhere. But now it's been like 10 months.
Hey, you remember me?
No. Who are you? Now it'd be weird, but I remember.
I've had another plane crash. I don't remember shit.
Yeah. I've crashed 2 more times.
Damn crop dusters are unreliable as shit.
I done broke my back in 4 places. Come fuck my wife.
I'll watch.
I think that's what he was trying to get set up anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's funny? You bring that up, and I hope I'm not like if she listens to the show, I hope I'm not stepping on any toes.
Oh,
My
you know that
wife-
one 60-year-old woman that will listen to the show?
No.
from Nashville?
I'm
His
talking
wife?
about my wife.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
shit.
Yeah, she's
Hey,
not 60
Julie.
years old. Like, I feel like my wife has to remind me when we're out in public that we're getting to that age. Like, when I drink.
Swinging age, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
I want to fuck
And
with
when-
her.
Who don't, Julie?
And
Jesus. Let them get on this.
That's just a
most
burden I've took
outgoing
on
guy.
my whole life.
They see these legs, they can't help themselves. My grandmother used to call me pretty legs. Well, they actually
I'm
called me
fucking
pretty
dying.
legs.
Me and Chris called you pretty legs.
Because
for
my
like a
grandmother's
year.
like, I didn't think he was going to have any legs. She got snups, so she talked like this. I didn't think he was going to have any legs. He got 6 legs. I don't like. She would say that.
And we called you pretty
Yeah,
legs.
they called me pretty legs for years. But
And now look who's fucking laughing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But my wife has to tell me, like, when we were in Florida, like, I remember that, like, I went hard one night, like, drinking and everything, and, like, we don't get out much.
Woo.
Like, yeah, we don't get out much. And I was like, hey, yeah, man, I'm gonna drink tonight. And we went out and drank and went to a piano bar and, like, you know, where they do dueling pianos and everything.
Richard
it was awesome.
pulled his dick out.
He
Well,
started
no.
playing Jerry Lee Lewis with it.
So the next day, I remember we were having fun. She was like, hey, what were you trying to do with that couple? I was like, what couple? She's like, you were talking to a couple. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, the couple we were talking to all night. She was like, at the end of the night, you asked them if they wanted to hang out.
Oh, God.
And I was like, no. I was like, it wasn't anything like that. She was like, it came off that way. I was like, no. She's like, you have to, like, in my mind, when
Richard's
I drink.
accidentally trying to pick people up.
When I drink, and some of y'all have been around me when I drink. When I drink,
Currently.
I'm happy. I'm happy, and I
And
just
he-
want
he's
the
very-
party continue.
And he's very.
I think we all go into bed and sleep together.
Yeah, that'll be a
Richard's
fun time.
overly nice when he's drunk.
We'll just have a sleepover.
I feel like I'm overly
You know,
nice
like when we were
anyway.
kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But you're definitely overly nice when you're drunk. Hey, everybody needs something. Everybody got something. Do you sure you don't need something?
You need
like
some
17
dick. I
times.
got some dick.
Yeah.
Got some dick. You need it.
And so I could see how that could get misconstrued at the
Well,
end of a drunk night.
she
with a
wasn't as
couple.
drunk as I was, and she was like, "Hey, you got to realize we're at that age that people are going to misinterpret that." And then, like, I remember telling Chris Peterson, like, the next day I was hungover at the beach, like, wearing sunglasses, feeling like death, listening to the ocean roll in. He's like, I was like, yeah, I think she's mad at me because I think she thought I was trying to pick up on a couple. He's like, what'd you do? Did you have your dick out? I was like, no. No, I was like, I said, hey, do y'all want to hang out, like, after this is over? Like, y'all want to go somewhere and, like, do something, like, hang? Because I'm thinking, hey, if this place is closing, there's another one open. This is a vacation resort, you know?
Right.
Time
So,
to party.
and then apparently I did it again, like, and I'm, like I said, it's
Your
pure of
wife-
heart.
Your wife thinks you're some kind of like low key swinger, like trying to get y'all into that life.
Meanwhile, Richard's never been that smooth. He's just like, I ain't pulled my dick out. Golly, y'all.
Yeah. Like, I'm just like, hey, I'm just trying to be nice to people. I was that kid in school that if a new kid come in, I'm like, hey, you come hang out with us, man. You know, that's
Come in
just
the
the way I
bathroom.
am.
We'll do swords.
Don't cross the streams.
Oh man.
I just the way I am. But
Come to the
apparently,
embassy suites with me and my friend.
Nothing sexual.
no lie,
Just an open bar and a bunch of dudes sleeping in the same hotel room together.
no lie,
Goddamn, it's your queen bed. What the fuck?
no lie.
There's enough room.
I swear to God, I've probably said that. and you know, now hearing it back,
When you guys
Sounds
say it
kinda
out
weird.
loud, it is a little weird.
why don't
okay?
y'all come hang out with us? We're at the hotel down the street. Yeah, that sounds bad, but in my drunk mind, it's like, we're having a great time right now. Let's go back and hang out at the bar, or let's just go chill somewhere where we can all talk.
You guys want to go get naked in my hotel room? You guys look very hot.
I guess that's the way it's coming. I hope it's not coming off that way.
It totally is.
Probably. Look at this son of a bitch here.
Richard's trying to fuck every couple on vacation.
Bucket list.
Baby, if we don't get 17 couples this weekend, we ain't shit.
Yeah, I just want you to know a redhead's on my bingo card. Take that how you will, sweet thing. You can bring your wife with you.
Well, you gotta have hobbies, you know.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Well, this seems like a good a time as any to do this.
Oh, y'all are still doing this?
Yeah, we're like an hour in, too. We're doing this late. Josh, where they go if they want to find a great quality shirt? You don't say anything, Gobi.
I would say probably to your local Gap or maybe like Old Navy.
If they want to find a great quality shirt with our merchandise logos on them.
Well, you're going to go to tinyurl.com/P3RadioTees, baby. We got the 80s tee, the cover art t-shirt, the ECW Light t-shirt. Dwayne's still going to get that truck, the Ray J soda can t-shirt. So much more. tinyurl.com/P3RadioTees.
tinyurl.com/P3RadioTees, the home of P3 Radio merchandise.
I'ma put cocaine in your ass. I'ma put cocaine in your
yeah, that's my jam.
I'ma put my dick in your ass. Put a molly
Stitches.
Put a molly in the ass.
Molly Cyrus.
I just popped the Molly. Now I'm trying to fuck Molly Cyrus. I just popped the Molly. Now I'm trying to fuck Molly Cyrus. I'ma put cocaine in your ass. I'ma put my dick in your ass. I'ma put cocaine in your ass. I'ma put my dick in your ass.
From the Christian rock group
I'm your daddy now.
Stitches.
I'ma put my dick up in your ass and it ain't coming out. If you don't like what I'm saying now, I don't give a fuck, cause it won't change the fact that my dick is in your butt. My cocaine didn't make enough. So I'ma put it in your ass with my thumb.
Oh man, Stitches is he's a stand-up guy.
Yeah, he's a legendary, all-time great human.
I'm a demented motherfucker. I'm a
Okay, he's demented motherfucker. My bad.
I love cocaine. Cause it got me feeling like I'm Superman.
I love cocaine.
Because he's got me feeling like Superman.
I could have chose Iggy Azalea. I could have chose Jennifer Lopez.
He's rapping in front of a single wide trailer.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's a successful rapper or whatever. I mean, this has 29 million views.
Oh yeah. It's amazing what blows up online.
I mean, this was pretty predictable to blow up. I mean, really, it's pretty great.
You mean like a supermodel bikini ass shots while somebody yells, "I'm gonna put cocaine in your ass."
A low-rent supermodel with that.
I just like that he's straightforward about it.
Yeah.
You know, he's not mincing any words here.
Nope. You know what you're getting into when you get into it with Stitches.
He's going to put cocaine in your ass.
I came to chew bubble gum and put cocaine in asses, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
How does he do it? Like with a straw?
I don't know.
Does he do it like a mud job with like he just kind of wipes it in?
He puts the cocaine on his wiener, and then
that would be a good job.
Yeah.
Because then your wiener gets cocaine.
A woman just wrote "I love cocaine" on a bathroom wall.
And if you can find the woman that writes "I love cocaine" on a bathroom wall, I feel like you could talk her into like, "Hey, you're gonna get cocaine."
There's at least
it's
3 or 4 at the bar right now.
It's just gonna be.
And then she has a baby.
Yeah. She had the baby at the end. Yeah.
She did.
Yeah, she had a baby at the end. It was pretty dope.
It was just a baby doll falling and then water. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That was Stitches, Molly Cyrus.
Yeah.
No
copyrights over here.
Yeah, he's not talking about Molly Cyrus. He's talking about Molly Cyrus. You know what I mean? And he's just gonna put his dick in her ass.
He also has a song about cocaine, if you could believe it.
Oh, wow.
What is he saying?
Let's twist again like we did last summer.
Yeah.
Now what you gonna do with it?
It is called "Brick in Your Face."
So you're saying he is the cocaine equivalent to Chevy Checker?
Yes.
Yeah, Chubby Checker. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's twist again like we did last summer.
Yep.
I'm gonna put cocaine in your ass like I did last summer.
Yeah. It's a great time. He's a fun guy. Really.
I imagine.
Yeah, I'm
Till
sure
the coke wears off.
Yep.
Then he's kind of a downer.
Yeah, he's a little bummed out.
At that point, he's a dude with a bunch of face tattoos.
He's like, man, we go get some more cocaine.
Hey, out of context, I'm going to play this from Mcradcast because I'm sure you hadn't heard this. Tell me what you think when you hear this.
Okay.
That boy got a whole chicken on that motherfucker.
I don't know, but I want to know who that is, and I want to hang out.
It's actually one of the greatest clips I've ever played on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, that's our new sound drop.
That boy got a whole chicken on that motherfucker.
I love it a lot. I
Yeah.
do
So
that.
this guy made a filing cabinet grill.
Oh, I've seen those, yeah.
He put the charcoal in the bottom
Yeah, yeah.
filing cabinet.
It's like a
and,
smoke.
yeah,
like
and he
case
was
thing,
smoking
yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
like top 3 shelves.
Yep.
And he opened the second shelf, and one of his guy friends said,
That boy got a whole chicken on that motherfucker.
He did, in fact, have a whole.
he had a whole chicken on the. He did. He had
Maybe a
whole-
Cornish hen.
So I'm gonna be honest,
Same,
man.
same.
I was I was the older dude that was like fuck TikTok and I was like,
Yeah.
against it all. Finally got the app just because like some people would show me some funny stuff. Dude, there is a whole area of TikTok that I don't think most people know about.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, and I think it exists in different forms. Mm-hmm. But I found one that's like all about the hood, and it's like these. Dude, it's like this one guy. I don't know where they're at, like Atlanta or somewhere, and it's just him, and it's like the same like revolving cast of characters, but it's like real life.
Yeah.
And there's like around this one convenience store they all hang out at, and it's like, oh, Jimmy drunk as a motherfucker again, and then he'll come and try to fight a guy. And it's like, and then there's some girl like trying to sell pussy on the corner, and it's like you like get to know the people, and you're like every day I'm like, oh, what's Jimmy doing? And it's like
What's Jimmy
it's
doing?
seriously like kind of depraved a little bit. I don't know. It's weird. It's like how. And then there's also cops of TikTok, and it's like it's a whole special place out there.
They said like 2 weeks ago, I heard a news story that said that TikTok had actually overtaken YouTube on hits.
Oh wow,
That's crazy.
and that's crazy to think of because you don't think of TikTok as like. You think of TikTok as like a kid's dance app.
Right.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
that's what it was. It was Musically. My son, he had a shitload of followers on Musically. And
Right.
then his account got hacked and all
So
this other shit.
there's the cops of TikTok, and you can tell the cops that are recording the stuff are like egging it on or whatever for like comedic value.
Yeah.
My favorite one that I found, we're sitting there one morning watching them, and it's just this, and it was like, sometimes it'll be like part 2 of 2, and we didn't see the part 1. We just saw part 2,
Right.
and it's just like every like redneck ass white woman we've ever grown up with, like every aunt and every like friend's aunt that we've known, and she's sitting there and her hair's all fucked up.
Tell you what y'all need to
and
do.
it's
Y'all need to
her-
hire Jerry Lawler for your police force.
She's explaining what happened, but she's so calm, and I immediately I knew I loved this whole like shit show.
Right.
When she was like, she called me a lying bitch, and it was on. and the cop's like, oh yeah, what happened? And like, and he's like, and then she kind of tells her side, and he's like, did you hit her with a can of corn? And she's like, what? And like you can and like the way she goes, what? You can tell like she totally did
it.
and she was like, I don't. But then I found part 1, and she's like, the bitch hit me, and I saw stars, and then next thing I know, there's corn everywhere. and I was like, I found the promised land.
Yeah.
And then I'll waste an hour of my life.
Yeah.
Looking at goddamn rednecks on TikTok getting arrested. It's amazing.
I have found a YouTube channel called Videos I Found on Reddit. And there's this one. I'll try to find the video real quick. The one that has made its rounds on TikTok, on all these Reddit videos of this drunk girl. Like, and you don't know what you're going to find. Let me type it in real quick. Talk amongst yourselves.
Tunk amongst.
Talk amongst yourselves. Nope.
You done found her, Randy.
Nope.
But yeah, the that old chick, she's what she goes. She called me a lying bitch, and it was on. And I was like, I love how the cop's like, he's like, oh yeah, and then what? Oh man,
Dude, cops have the best stories.
did you hit her with a can of corn?
And all of the TikTok videos, those are only like, what, 60 seconds at the max or something like that?
So you get your entertainment in. You go.
Well,
to the next
it was
one.
kind of like Vine. You know, Vine was like a big thing for a long time.
That's where the Paul brothers got like super famous, right?
Well, one of them was on like a Disney Channel show.
Well, I'm saying, but like to really
Sweet
blow
Life
it.
of Zach Paul or whatever. What is his name? Jake.
Jake and what's the other one's name?
Logan.
Logan, yeah, Jake and Logan. I think Logan Paul was the one that was on the show. Anyways, I won't do it.
Even Stevens.
Was that what he was on?
I don't know. I'm
Who
just naming off
knows?
Disney shows.
No, the one with the girl in the shot, she was like in England, And this British girl's like, take a shot. And she's like super hammered. And she has her shot of tequila, but the girl grabs something. And she's like, Ellie, that's salt. Ellie, that's salt. And she just does a shot of salt. She says, Ellie, that was salt. And she just goes, and salt just comes out of her mouth.
Oh, dude.
But yeah, that's TikTok. And dude,
I've been a Redditor for a long time.
Reddit's awesome.
That's like where I go. It's like
I can't understand how to navigate Reddit to find all this weird shit.
once you can curate your, because like Reddit is really just like the overarching bit. It's like there's subreddits. So in each subreddit is like it's its own thing.
Right.
And once you can curate that and kind of find the stuff you're into and get rid of the ones you don't want, it's like it becomes a lot easier. But it is weird at first. It's not
non-intuitive.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, it's Atlanta Braves and titties.
Yeah.
That's all I'm working with right now.
So I had a buddy that I shall not name, and he discovered Twitter in 2021. I just have refused to get on it, right? So I understand how Twitter works, though, because I'm not fucking 85. And so he signs up for it, and he's like, dude, did you know that I followed somebody, and then you can just follow everyone they follow? And I was like, yeah.
That's the key.
And
Or if that's the audience.
He was like, so I followed somebody, and then I was like, they seem... Norman Reedus, I think, is who he followed. Well, it turns out Norman Reedus follows a bunch of porn stars. So he automatically, once he started following Norman Reedus...
Is that the Walking Dead guy?
Yes.
Boondock Saints, that guy?
Yeah, and so then all of a sudden, now he's got a bunch of porn stars on his thing, and then he's like, he goes down that rabbit hole. Well, she's hot. Who does she follow? She's hot. Who's she?
So he says like porn Twitter now?
Yeah, and I was like, dude, your Twitter just devolved into pussy and titties.
Twitter, I think, still lets you put,
full-blown pussy and titties. Yeah.
Topless Titty Tuesday. I love it.
Oh, yeah, it'll mess up some stuff. Like,
yeah, you can't
if you're just
trying
trying
to
to
looking at your Twitter around kids.
No, not at all.
It's too easy to get some titties and pussy up in that motherfucker.
And it's not even
Facebook's
like
for work.
Yeah, and it's not even stuff that like.
Thank God they censor us so much.
With Twitter, it's not even like somebody you follow. Somebody else could just
so and so like
retweet or like it, and it would just be like somebody throwing a hairbrush in their cooch.
I really want to get a Twitter now and just make other people follow me somehow, like convince them, and then just start loving porn fucking posts.
But that was the way Vine was. Vine was hilarious. Did y'all ever see the World Star Hip Hop Vines?
Oh yeah, and that's
my god.
That's also
they were
how
awesome.
I found Bo Burnham.
Yeah, they were awesome. The World Star Hip Hop Vines were awesome. When they killed off Vines, I was like, I get it.
One of the first things I saw from Bo Burnham was. He's like a song comes on. And he's like, "Oh my God, this is my jam!" And he pulls out a jar of jam.
Yeah,
this is my jam. It's like the dumbest shit. But I was like, okay, I like this guy. But no, I used to watch some Vines.
But I remember I downloaded Vine like in 2012, 2011, somewhere whenever it first started, and it was like one of those things. Was like, and that was before they were policing the content on it. And it's like you would pull up a video and you were like, oh, comedy video. And then the next one would be just like, and it'd be a hairbrush in somebody's cooch. And you'd be like, what the hell?
Sweet.
Yeah, the thing about
that was the
Reddit,
Wild West, baby.
Yeah. The thing about Reddit is like you're not going to stumble upon that stuff necessarily. No. Like you have to find it.
Yeah.
But Reddit has like the most specific subreddits ever.
Yeah.
Like they have like Gone Wild, which is like one of the biggest. It's just like selfies of like naked chicks or whatever, and it's like self-posted, right? Like they post their own stuff. But then there's like, a subreddit just called like Big Tits or whatever. But then there'll be like titties of girls born on May 4th, 1982, and you're like, what?
Yeah. While they're wearing green socks.
Yeah, and it's like the most like. So I don't know if it's just like these like very particular fetishes that people are like, we deserve our own goddamn website, and but it's bizarre how like. Very particular some of those subreddits are.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what I've seen on Twitter, and, like I just said, I don't know how to navigate Reddit, better than Stevie Wonder does, but goddamn, seen this.
You got a better chance, I hope.
I do. I like to think of it. I don't know. He's probably got 2 or 3 servants that'll just do whatever.
I'm just being honest with
Richard.
you. I'm going to be honest with you.
Have y'all seen his new keyboard setup, though?
He hadn't.
I feel like this is a joke.
Yeah. He hasn't, yeah. Anyway.
That was the old joke.
Is that the punchline?
Yeah.
Shit. My bad.
That was the old joke. Have you seen Stevie Wonder's wife?
Yeah.
He hasn't. Yeah.
But this one that I seen on Twitter was last night, now that I think about it. It's a thing called Am I the Asshole? And then they would put their
I can
whole
answer that
fucking
for you.
shit like with their life that's going on or whatever. You know, I inherited $50,000. Now my mom's pressuring me to give it to my cunt sister that doesn't do shit. Blah blah blah.
But I'm trying
and
to do
they'll
cocaine.
just lay their whole fucking life out. It was
Yep.
like, I don't know. It's something about that. I don't know. I guess it's that Jerry Springer.
But I mean,
type
how many
bullshit.
people do that on Facebook already? Like, how many times do you see on Facebook?
I see a lot
Well,
of things.
Jerry cheated on me, and now he's fucking an 18-year-old.
I know exactly who
You
you're
know
talking
exactly
about.
who I'm talking about.
And she erased every goddamn post.
Well, apparently
that
he
she-
wasn't fucking her. She was just giving him hand jobs on Tuesday while I was at work. But we were gonna work through it.
Oh no, no, he was. But
I
the
love
thing
those
about it
people.
is, I think she's probably getting a lawyer now, and she don't want to have all that stain on her
Well,
soul, if
here's
you will.
here's
there.
the thing. You know those people that are fucking just disaster people.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And so then they fall in love really fast, and they post a lot of shit with this one person, and then they fucking talk about how much they love them, and then 4 weeks later,
Yep.
them motherfuckers is yelling at each other on the internet,
Yep.
and you're like,
Yes.
whoa, this is crazy, y'all.
And they air all the dirty laundry.
Yeah, all of it. It's crazy. Like, you guys know we can see this, right?
Yeah.
That's
So-
why you've been fucking Tasha.
I try really
and
hard.
you're like, ooh, who's Tasha?
Because I found myself it'll be 2 a.m. and I'm just reading two strangers arguing on the internet. I'm not replying to anything. I'm just like,
No,
oh shit, burn. But then I'm like, I really try hard not to waste my time doing that.
Yeah.
But guilty pleasure in life. If I'm in public anywhere and someone loses their shit, I'm like popcorn and fucking like what's
Yeah.
that? Especially if someone goes the fuck off on somebody. I have no idea. It's like heroin to me.
Well, we won't.
If
we
someone
won't-
loses their shit on people
Yeah.
in public, I'm like, yeah.
So
I
anytime
don't
you
know
hear,
what it
I
is,
am
man.
sick of this shit.
Yeah, I'm like, oh! I'm like, what is it?
What shit you sick of?
Well, you know where this sound drop comes from, right?
Fuck you! I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. That's part of it. Like,
God, could you imagine being there? It's just, it would be
I
great.
was just the guy, like, yeah, she's trying to fucking help you, you motherfucker.
You motherfucker.
And she was obviously she was a fucking Looney Tune.
yeah,
of
but
course.
that makes it even better. But like when they're crazy,
It makes it better when they're fucking deranged.
You know, like when they get a chick.
Well, so
Yeah.
for example, there was a time when we were all in Memphis, and this is a Bubba, and maybe BJ was there, but
we
we're all
gotta have them on too.
We're walking down Beale Street. It's like 4:30 in the morning. It's like party's over. We're like trying to get to our cars, and on the other side of the street, there's a guy walking and a girl walking, and the guy is like 10 paces ahead of her. And she's giving him the fucking what for? Like the, you ain't shit, motherfucking bitch ass piece of shit, motherfucker. Like going off. And we're like, oh shit. And this guy hasn't said a word. And we're just kind of like, and this is like a solid 2 blocks. She's just going off. And out of nowhere, he turns around because she stopped and was like, bitch, listen to me when I'm talking, say something. And finally he turned around and he just goes, bring your ass doing all that free ass talking. And I was like, oh shit. And she brought her ass. She did.
She realized all that talking she was doing was free.
And I hope nothing violent happened that night. But I was like, that to me was like, it was like a drug. I don't know how to explain that, man. And I know that probably makes me a shitty person.
No,
but
it
it
is
fucking
something-
feeds my soul, man.
I remember there was one night when I worked at Walmart. There was this guy that I saw walking with his girlfriend down one of the aisles, and he turns. He has a box of Tide, and he just chunks like the powder dry shit, like the box of Tide shit.
Yeah.
As my aunt would call them, washing powders.
Washing powders.
powder.
And he chunks that shit at the feet of this Hispanic dude that's like 15 feet behind him. And he's like, motherfucker, you gonna stop following us? And I was
Damn.
like, what's going on? This is all, I'm depressed because I'm gonna be the one to clean up the Tide.
He was tired of this shit.
Tired of it.
But I remember that like it was yesterday. He threw it at him.
Because how many times have you like internalized and
like
not,
a $20 box of
yeah,
Tide.
how many times have you internalized some anger and wanted to go, I'm sick of this shit? And when someone does it, you're like, tell us about it, brother.
Yeah. I love that shit. Like, I love it, but also I get that giddy feeling like somebody's got a gun.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. These days,
one of these motherfuckers.
No,
has
yeah.
got a
These
gun
days,
and
I'm
we're
definitely
fucked.
like, I ain't getting too involved because I don't want to.
Like, I want to watch this, but I'm gonna stay a healthy distance back here behind these bags of corn.
There's also a thing about when people talk shit in bars. It's like the best thing ever. And David Cross has one of the best bits about this ever on "Shut Up You Fucking Baby," that album.
Yeah.
Where he's talking about when you hear the of a bar stool kick out, he's like, you grab your drink and you sit back because it's going to be a show. Yeah. He's talking about how people are like, man, you don't want to mess with me, man. I fucking whoop your ass, man. Look, I know some secret ninja shit. You had to live underwater for a year to learn. And then he goes into this whole bit about like just how like the absurdity of like shit talking.
Yeah.
And that too is like, oh yes.
What was the old Daniel Tosh bit where he was talking about this video where these guys were going to fight and then one of them got in a karate stance? He's like, well, obviously you know who's going to win this. Right. Like if you're getting into a fight with somebody and you're just holding up your fist and they go Bruce Lee stance on you.
There's that's really good. There's like a 4-panel comic that someone posted on Facebook or something one time. It was like boxers and they square up and then the one guy's like, Kamehameha, and like the guy's like, I quit. And then like the 4th panel is like him at the press conference. He's like, yeah, I don't think he could really do it, but I didn't want to risk it. Oh yeah,
it's just all kinds of shit you see out in public. And like there was one time where there was this kid, like when we were in high school. It was one of the funniest moments I ever saw. Like at Southside, he took off behind the field house. And he just jumped and did like a slip and slide fall on his belly and just started rolling around. He's like, they're getting me. They're getting me. They're all over me. Oh, God. He was like a freshman. He's like, and I was like, what the hell's going on? Everybody stopped and looked at him. He's like, bees. They're fucking everywhere. Ah! And he just got up, put his backpack on, and walked to class. And I'm like, there was a few of us that clapped.
Yeah,
like, this is fucking awesome.
It's like a performance piece.
Yeah,
Like,
and then like one of the principals came out and grabbed him by the arm, like, you can't say fucking beast, man.
Dude, I don't know why this
I'm gonna
reminded
need
me
you
of
to
this.
do 20 push-ups.
When you said the field house, it just reminded me of, I was probably like a junior, and we had a band director named Mr. Williams. His son, Joe, went there.
Yeah.
And me and Joe were walking from the east or the west campus over to the vocational building, and there was some freshman kid walking. And you remember those like silky shirts with the screen print shit on them?
Yeah.
He was wearing one of
like
those.
Goku or some shit.
He was wearing one of those.
It wasn't screen print; it was like woven.
Yeah,
in.
it
That's
was.
when China really cared about their merchandise.
But he's wearing one of those, and I don't even know if it had
shirts
I don't
back
even know if
then.
it had a print on it. But at the time, because I mean, this would have been literally like 1997.
Or had flames.
Or 98.
Yeah.
Might have been
Flames.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget Joe. Like I wasn't into like bullying people or nothing like that. But like Joe goes, "Damn, man, that's a clean ass shirt." And he's like, and this is what killed me. Even at 17 years old or 16 years old, he's like, "What is that, rayon?" I was like, dude, I used to be the king of rayon. They used to call me Ray, and the kid just like oh, I don't want to talk to him. And I was dying, and I kind of felt bad later, but I was like, I don't know why I just had a random memory of that.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy, Joe, that motherfucker, literally, he had done, at that time, it was the wildest shit I'd ever seen. Like, you remember, well, I mean, I know you remember, but Rug.
Oh, yeah.
So he got up from the lunch table. Joe used to sit with us. It was like Walt and Rug and then a few other people or whatever. But Joe was like the older guy that sat with us and made us laugh. Well, he gets up, Rug gets up and goes to the bathroom or whatever. That's a big fucking mistake. And fucking Joe, he was like,
you don't go to the bathroom around here.
Yeah.
not then you didn't. Fucking Joe was like, I'm gonna fuck with him. And we were trying to think of things that like he could do to fuck with him before he got back. He was like, I'm gonna put pubes in his nacho rings. I was like, no, you won't. You will not do that. How are you going to get the pubes? You're going to do it. And this motherfucker
Just rip some pubes
went down in there like he was Mick Foley getting Sacco out. And, dude, I thought he dyed his hair. Like, I thought he dyed his hair because he had platinum blonde hair or whatever.
Yeah.
And, dude, out came the blondest fucking pubes
Carpet matched the drapes or whatever.
you ever seen in your fucking life.
Maybe he did both.
And he went
He was dedicated.
Bleaching his pubes.
It was like 3 inches long, though. He didn't fucking trim it all.
He just now touched up his pube roots.
I was gonna say the roots would have been
Right. Looked like he had fleas.
Yeah.
I will say this: if Hitler could have anybody put pubes on their nacho ring,
It'd have been Joe.
He would have been Joe.
He had the purest pubes.
But he put those. It was like, I mean, a damn,
A
you
tuft.
know.
A tuft of
He put them inside one of them rings.
Oh, God.
Or whatever. And dude, Ryan, he fucking sat there and ate, I know, like 5 or 6 nacho rings. And then he pulled the one with the fucking, looked like a broom sticking out.
Like, a witch was flying on that motherfucker 5 minutes ago.
Whole ass wicker baskets worth.
Oh my God.
He lost his shit when he pulled
As
that
anyone
last
would do.
nacho ring out. He said, what the fuck? He threw it. Like, he said, what the fuck?
Oh,
And dude,
man. If he would have ate it, that would have been the
dude,
all be
Joe
all.
fell the fuck out laughing. Like, he fell off of the bench or
Yeah.
whatever. It was great.
Almost
But that-
like somebody ripped a pubic hair out of him.
But that's what I remember when you say
That dude
Joe.
was that dude was fucking
He was
nuts,
great,
man. Yeah.
man.
I tell you what, I hate to cut this short, but you know, you guys have an appointment to make, and
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But man, when you guys come on, it's like we can talk about anything.
Oh, yeah.
Like we got to do this more often. I'm telling you,
I agree,
Like
yeah.
we got to do this more often. Go check out the Mcradcast. Like I know they haven't done a lot of episodes lately.
We shut
but
that motherfucker
yeah.
down last
Go, if you go and check it out, we're the last episode.
Yeah, it's legitimately been probably like a year.
Yeah,
like
but-
it's pushing a
Well, it
year
was
anyway.
December, I think.
Oh,
right?
was it? Okay, so
But
not-
go
so
check
not
it
something,
out.
okay.
I mean, y'all still have the.
We should
RSS
do
Oh,
a
yeah,
1 year
yeah, yeah.
anniversary podcast.
Yeah, have us on for the anniversary. We'll come do it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely needs to happen. So
Yeah.
I appreciate
I mean,
the
even,
shout out.
even if you don't like want to like do it a certain way, just come have us on the bullshit, you know, and
Yeah.
then we can put something out. But go check it out. It's an awesome show. Gobi is here often, and you need to come often too, man. Because like I said, I was excited to have you guys on.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, it was awesome.
I
had a
was,
good
I was
time,
excited to
man.
have Gobi back, and I was excited to have you here, and like. I was
Well, you
just,
know, it was hinging on. I was like, if I get off in time,
Yeah.
And then I quit yesterday, and I was like, I'll definitely be there. So
I'm off like a motherfucker.
I was like, we can go like 3 if we need to.
the
Like,
hinge is broken.
That's actually why he quit his job. He wanted
Yeah,
to
to be here.
Well, I'm
I
flattered.
gave up
but
my
yeah.
income.
Yeah,
No.
go.
But yeah, I appreciate the plug. And
So-
yeah, if we're on any of the major platforms, you can find us.
Yeah, go check them out, Mcradcast, on any of the major. Well, the same way you find us. If
Yep.
you're listening to us, go listen to the Mcradcast. Go listen to the episode we were on, the last one. Like, I still think that's.
Oh,
I
it's
still
great.
listen to it
It's
every
really
once in a while.
good, yeah.
That one and the one before, we were talking about strippers and weathered and all that other stuff.
Yep.
Go listen to that. But yeah, thanks for being on, and let's do this, Josh. So thanks to everybody for listening. If you want to go check us out on social media, you go check out the Mcradcast. Tell them how to do that, Josh.
Well, the Mcradcast is just like he just said. Any way that you're listening to this show, any platform, you type in Mcradcast and you're going to find their show. On Twitter, we are at P3 Radio, the number 1. On Facebook, put in that search bar, Pop Poncho, Poncho. You'll see our photo. And if you want to get with us the old school way, 731-300-6675.
Once again, we want to thank the guys from Mcradcast, McCaskill, Gobi for being here. They're just welcome family at this point. They're not guests anymore. They're just family. So if you want to check them out, please do so. We'll see you next time. For Josh Bradley, this is Rich Mulligan saying thanks for listening. Good night.